It's really just all about survival, man. It's all about survival. We're just trying to save our own asses. I would say more times than not, we ain't really concerned with our own personal survival. We're not concerned with whether or not our hearts will keep beating. I mean, we fought in some terrible wars on this planet, but the greatest wars are actually fought in the mind. It is psychic warfare that we're dealing with here. You know, human beings, if you listen, human beings, we want to maintain our current state of mind or our sense of self, no matter how bad it is, no matter how poor taste it is, and no matter how misinformed it is. We want to maintain it. Why? Animal nature. We've inherited an animal instinct from our ancient primate ancestors. That's right. Humans, as we know them today, are actually just a highly sophisticated mammal. If you look up the definition of mammal, then you know I'm telling the truth. And I would say the main thing that separates us from the common ape that you would see in the jungle is the fact that humans were somehow blessed with an imagination and the ability to use that imagination to create works of wonder on the planet. That is godlike. That is divine. Just to quote the Bible here, that is the highest selling book of all time. And in that book is a smaller book called Genesis, which details a story of creation. And in that story, there is a spiritual hierarchy or a family called the Elohim. And these Elohim say amongst themselves, let us create man in our image, according to our likeness, and let him have dominion over every living creature and over the entire planet itself. Do you know what that means? Having dominion over something is synonymous with having control, rule, or supremacy over it. And so basically, in the beginning, we were created to be the master species on the planet. We were created to be a reflection of the Most High on earth. That's an incredible thing. And what have we done with that opportunity? We messed it up. We blew it, you know. I could go through a long laundry list of the shit that we done did, but we've raped the planet of its resources. We've messed up the ecosystem through burning fossil fuels. And we're not going to stop, by the way. We're not going to stop that because we're making too much money and people are too greedy to let it go. So we're not going to stop that. We've polluted the planet. We hunt animals for fun and for prize. We insult and disrespect each other on a regular basis. We don't like each other. We don't trust each other. We've sinned greatly here. We've sinned greatly. We've done the planet a disservice. And why? Because we've fallen out of touch with our divine accordance. And so, therefore, we reverted ourselves back into our lower animal nature, motivated by fear and this mindset of, I got to get mine and bump everybody else. And so all of our surface level problems like prejudice, racism, jealousy, trust issues, and hatred that we have for each other stems from our inherent lust to survive. But in our case, it's more about maintaining our current sense of self, ideals, our perspective. No matter how wrong it is, because we've been surviving that way. The urge to survive is not born out of logic or reason. It is born out of instinct. And if you've been surviving in a certain fashion for so long, your ego will do everything it can to continue that. The ego does not like change. In some cases, it's afraid of change. And so it creates all of these superficial illusions and demons of the mind, like giving you a narrative about why you shouldn't like this person or why you shouldn't like this group. But the truth is, this person or that group represents a change, an adjustment, and a development for you. But your well-established ego does not want that. As I stated earlier, it says, no, these are my people. This is my group. This is my friends, and I'm content with that. I've been surviving this way, and that's not changing. And so anyone or anything who's a threat to that, not only do I not like them, but they're borderline my enemy. Okay? This is how I'm telling you, this is how wars are started, man. And you know why? Because change is hard and uncomfortable. And we don't want that. We want soft, fluffy pillows, comfort, and familiarity. We want to sleep in our beds while the world is burning around us. And so basically what I'm saying is we have to grow up and realize what's happening before it's too late. You know? And in closing, I just want to say that as long as we're in these biological bodies, these physical bodies, we will never get rid of our lower animal nature completely. The point of this video is to recognize it when it's blocking you. So when you have humans behaving badly, ruining the planet, getting over on each other, all that right there is just a result of an unchecked ego. That's a result of someone's unwillingness to change because of their survival habits, and that needs to be addressed within you. And so conquer your shadow before it overtakes you. Okay? The so-called powers that be on this planet, all the bankers and the politicians, it might be too late for them. They may just have to go down with the ship in flames. But for those of us who this information reaches, I think y'all know what time it is. All right. And so for more information on this, you can search up a psychologist named Carl Jung. He wrote a lot about the ego, the persona, the shadow self, and different levels of our psyche. But he got most of his information, or should I say, he was inspired by Eastern philosophies like Buddhism and Taoism. Okay? And so that's all I got for you guys for today. And I hope you have a good one. I'll see you in the next one soon.